Students, today we are going to study third chapter of geography, the motions of the earth. Motions of the earth. As you know, the earth has two important motions. Earth has two important motions, such as the first one is that rotation, and the second one is revolution. These are the two type of motions. Earth has two type of motion. First one is rotation and the second one is revolution. Then rotation. Earth spin its own axis. That is also known as rotation. Rotation is the movement of the earth on its axis. That is rotation. Then earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. Earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. Then the period of rotation is also known as Earth day. The period of rotation is also known as the Earth day. And the second one is that revolution. Revolution. What is revolution? The movement of the earth around the sun is called revolution. It takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. Then these are the two type of motions of the earth, rotation and revolution. Then next important point is that orbital plane. Then third point is that orbital plane. Orbital plane. Then the axis of the earth, which is an imaginary line, makes an angle of 66.5 degree with its orbital plane. Then the plane formed by the orbit is known as orbital plane. Then another important point is that the circle of illumination. The circle of illumination. The circle of illumination. The circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called the circle of illumination. Then the circle that divides the day from night on the globe is called circle of illumination. Then the next one is that leap year. Leap year. The next point is that leap year. Then the second motion of the earth around the sun in its orbit is also called revolution. Then the earth will take 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. Then we consider a year as consisting of 365 days only and ignore 6 hours for the sake of convenience. Then 6 hours saved every year added to make one day. That is 24 hours. Then make one day, that is the 24 hours. Then our span of 4 years. Then this surplus day is added to the month of February. This every fourth year, February is of 29 days instead of 28 days. Such a year with 366 days is called a leap year. Then that is the fifth point. And next one is that elliptical orbit. Elliptical orbit. Then it is clear that the earth is going around the sun in an elliptical orbit. Then another important point is that the revolution of the earth and season. Sixth one is that the revolution of the earth and seasons. Revolution of the earth and seasons. A year is usually divided into summer, winter, autumn and spring. The season changed due to the revolution of the earth. The earth and the position of the earth around the sun. The position of the earth around the sun. Then here is also one diagram. This diagram is also showing the revolution of the earth and season. The revolution of the earth and its season. Here is also summer or winter, then spring, autumn. That are different type of seasons. Then here you will see that on June 21st, this is here is also then one diagram here, two seasons also here, summer season and winter season. Then summer, the rays of the sun fall directly on the equator. The sun rays fall directly on the equator. The sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. Here is the Tropic of Cancer. The sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. In the northern hemisphere, the largest day and shortest night at the poles. At the northern pole, the shortest day and longest day and shortest night. Then that is occurred in 21st June. That the northern hemisphere. At this time in the southern hemisphere, and this time the southern hemisphere, all these conditions are reversed. These conditions are reversed. It is winter season. It is winter season there. And here is also winter season. In the southern hemisphere is also winter. And the same way in the northern hemisphere is also summer season. Then the nights are longer. The southern hemisphere is also the nights are longer and days are shorter. Then this is the position of the earth is also called summer solstice. That is also happen in June 21st. The northern hemisphere is also summer. That the same way that reverse in the southern hemisphere, that is also in winter. Winter is also happen. That is the one side. Then after the earth will rotate, the another opposite side is also here. That the same way opposites also happen in that another side. Then that the same way here is also the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, the Tropic of Capricorn is in the northern hemisphere. So the Tropic of Capricorn. That time the sun rays fall directly on that place. It's the southern hemisphere, the Tropic of Capricorn. Then the sun rays fall directly on the Tropic of Capricorn. Then that is also happening 22 December. 22 December. Then on 22nd December, the Tropic of Capricorn reverse the direct rays of the sun. As the south pole tilts towards it, then as the sun rays fall vertically at the Tropic of Capricorn, a large portion of the southern hemisphere got light. Therefore, it's summer in the southern hemisphere and winter in the northern hemisphere. That is also happened in the 22nd December. This is also known as the summer solstice. In that the same way here is also happening in summer solstice. That is also known as the summer solstice. That is to happen in the 22 December. And it's also opposite happen. Then the another important point is that equinox. Then here is also that will rotate the another position. That the equinox is also happen. Equinox. That is the 23rd September. 2 times also happen equinox. The 23rd September and 21st March. This once again the 23rd September and 21st March. This also happen equinox. Equinox means the equal days and nights all over the world. Equal days and nights all over the world. That is happening 21st March and 23rd September. Then on 21st March and September 23rd, the direct rays of the sun fall on the equator. The sun rays fall directly on the equator. Then that time happened equinox. At this position, neither of the poles is tilted towards of the sun. So the whole earth experience equal days and nights. This is also known as the equinox. The equinox is the equal days and nights all over the world. This is also happening 2 times. The first is the 21st March and that the same way equinox is also happening in the 23rd September. This 2 times also happened the equinox. That time the sun rays fall directly on the equator. Then that time is also spring and autumn. The season is also spring and autumn in the opposite direction. Then here is also 2 times happened the summer solstice and that the date is also June 21st and another date is the summer solstice is also happened the 22nd December and June 21st also summer solstice happened. That the same way equinox also happened 2 times. That is the 21st March and 23rd September. This is the revolution of the earth and seasons. Then the sun rays also fall directly on that place. That is also happened the summer season. That opposite is also winter season. Then once again the motions of the earth, the important point, the rotation, revolution, the orbital plane, circle of illumination, then leap year, the revolution of the earth and seasons. These are the important points. Then our 3rd chapter. Then today we can wind up the class. Thank you.